Hello everybody, I quickly want to give you a quick overview of the new upgrade to PsyToolkit version 3.6.2. Now, whenever you use PsyToolkit at the top right here, you see the version. Now, this version is completely compatible with previous versions. It's just that every now and then we upgrade it so that you get new features. Now, in this version, what's actually quite nice is the way you can set up surveys. So quickly, let's create a new survey and let's get this. Let's call this my test survey. Create a test survey. Now you always get some example questions. What is new actually is that these are two questions that you will use in almost any survey that you do. The first one is about age, the second one is about gender. Now, by the way, if you're not familiar with this, remember there is an easy mode, which is quite nice. If you go into easy mode, you have a quick overview of the questions that are there, and you can even get a preview. For example, if I click on age and I want to see what this question will look like, I get in it, then it will look like this. So now that is particularly useful if you have large surveys. Personally, I typically work with this, but if I have many questions, I go on the easy mode just to get an overview. Now, what is this video is really about what is new. So you're familiar with what is really important, I think, is to use the blue so like side menu. This is a very long page, very long. But if you click these things here, you quickly can go through it. And there is actually something cool about this. What is really new in this version is that if you make a change, now normally you know, you can below there's a save button, right? So what you can do if I make a change, say for example uh, I change this label, for example, then the background becomes brown. Just to remind you that you need to save your data, you can do that here. You can press save here. You can also click here on code save. And if you, what's new now, if you click on this, it automatically saves it immediately. And in the past, it would bring you to this button and then you have to click it. So that's somewhat more efficient. And the same is for if you make changes in the main, so like welcome screen. Now, Uh, if you compile for the first time, of course, you need to press compile. It says your survey was compiled successfully, and as you know, you need to, the first time you make it online. By the way, people often ask about it, so there are these three options. Surveys online for when you're still designing it. That is, from the participant's point of view, no different from surveys online for when real data collection is going on. The only difference is that when you choose this, some features will be locked so that you cannot erroneously, so like make changes to your survey even while it's still running. So personally, I just usually do this, and that's sufficient for me. I know what's running. But but you can further lock it down. Then you get your link. But in the past, by the way, there was a link for SONA here, and the support for SONA systems, the recruitment participant system that many universities use, that has changed and has been improved, and I'll show you that in a second. If you just want a link and want to send it to people, you just copy the link to the keyboard, and as always, it still has this option to create a QR code. That's very practical if you want to hang up a flyer in your university and want to invite people. Now, if you want to try out your survey, you need to click here, and then in a new tab, you see what the survey will look like. This is just, of course, a very simple survey. There's nothing added. What is new as well is the end window. If you don't provide an end URL that people can jump to, there it actually just will close the window. But you can modify that. And I will come to that in a moment because that's a new feature. Now this it has not changed. What we have is, I think I already had it in the previous version. They're basically different colors. When it starts with cool, cool blue, cool gray, cool green, these are actually the ones that you really should use because they're cool, because they work with all systems, mobile platforms as well. These are older and they work, But I would not recommend them actually. I would use one of these top three. And typically, people don't. You, I might add new color schemes if people really want that. If you want that, just leave a message below the video and say what you want, or send me an email. That's fine. Then here there are no major changes. What changes actually is the layout a little bit. I sort of like just cleaned it all up a little bit. So for example, if there's a list of tick boxes, the tick box is now always left of the of the line of text. And there is sort of like a little line around it, a little box around it, just to make it look a little bit more yeah, clean and nice, easy to use. Now, there's nothing new here so far apart from this layout. Uh, as already in the 3.60 version, we have the better editors. Um, that has not changed. The only thing that changed, it just looks a little bit different. And don't forget, there's always these very practical green question marks that give you some help. Um, so nothing changed there. At the end of the survey, now it sometimes says advanced options available, and actually I generally recommend to do that. So I should probably go back to the to the top. If you watch this video, maybe you're a sort of like an experienced user, and in the settings I also change this a little bit. This option for Sona options, you don't need to select it anymore. It will always be shown. Um, and I show you that in a moment. So let me go back to my test survey. Where was I? I think it was the welcome screen somewhere. So you look that this blue menu is quite useful. Um, the the consent information that is still the same, but it's tidied up a little bit as well. Now the end screen, that's where we have a change. So here, URL at the end of the survey. So you can choose a URL. So if you don't choose a URL, it was just as it is. You just get an exit button, and so okay, so you can leave. But sometimes it's nice for people just to move maybe to the homepage of your university if you want that. The default one that I used in the past is a good search engine, duckduckgo.com. But if you don't want that, you can remove that. You can also write your own text here, like something. The survey is now finished. You can press this to complete. I mean, or anything. If you just have a text and not a URL, that text will be shown in the final close button. This is particularly nice if you don't speak English but have a different language. Then you can enter that in your language. For example, if you use it in Germany or in France or in India or wherever, you can enter the text in any language. Um, so what is also new, I should probably save here. So if I click save here, it just saves. That's quite nice. What is really new is the connection option here. It says here connect with other website. Now, in principle, the functionality is not new, but the way it's laid out, the way it's shown is new. This is much nicer than it was. So many of you won't need this, okay? So let's say that first. But if you use it, say for example you use something like maybe Cloud Research. That's an American platform. It's quite good. um, they have a worldwide data set, by the way, so they're quite good. Uh, and if you click that, then first of all you can say, oh, I need to remember my Cloud Research account. Then it leads you there, and then you can log into your account. um, it doesn't have the password or something. This is just a signposting that okay, that's where I go. But what is important is uh, that if you go to Cloud Research, you need to copy a link to the clipboard. So then you give them this link, and then they will provide you a like some sort of like return URL. These values, they are shown, but you can't change them. But what's really nice is, and let's say you use Sona, right? So many universities, a popular platform for getting student credits. Not so then you have different options there. Um, but with all these surveys now, you have the option to start the same survey whether you come from, say, Sona or from another platform, but you can also come without that. And at the end, if you come from the platform, you need to go at the end back to the platform to get your credits. But if you don't come from the platform, but just just for testing or just friends and family or whatever, then they get the so-called the end screen URL, which is this one, right? So that is new. Um, and then the download version, well, that was already improved in the previous version. If you click prepare to download, you get this dialog. You need to wait. Of course, you can cancel. And then it actually, in the background, basically what happens is if you say prepare to download, it sends data. It tells the server, okay, get all the data ready. And then you need to wait a little bit for that to happen. And then when it's ready, it says process completed. And then you actually, if you do this for the first time, you need to refresh. So I resend, and then I go there again, and then you can download your data in the zip file as it was. Now, some of these things, what do you think about it? I'm always working on improving this, improve the user friendliness. This is the same, by the way. So it's all, I think PsyToolkit is all about making a system that is easy to use for researchers, especially psychologists. But PsyToolkit is also used much by psycholinguists and by people working in business, some people in the arts. So what do you think? Is this upgrade helpful or not? Leave a comment below the video or send me an email if you want to get some feedback. Great, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. That really helps Toolkit. And yeah, I hope to hear from you if you have any suggestions. Bye for now.